Hello, everyone. This is me, George from Pageant Empress, and I have a very special guest with me. He is the host delegate of the Manhunt International 2024, Kevin. Hello, Kevin.
Hello, Sorry Cup. I think this is the second time Thailand is hosting Manhunt International. And I think,
Second time.
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's the second time Thailand's hosting, first time in Ayutthaya.
Yes, the ancient capital, right? So, if you don't mind, to our fans, the viewers watching this video, can you please introduce yourself?
Okay, so my real name is not Kevin. My real name is Apisitinnan Lane Dasom. My nickname is Kevin, Dylan, Dante. I have 3 nicknames. I don't go by any of the latter because everyone just grew up calling me Kevin, so Kevin stuck.
So, Kevin is a nickname. It's not your official name.
Yeah, Kevin's not even my legal name. It's just my nickname. You know how Thai people always have a nickname
Yeah.
and a legal name? Yeah. Thai Irish. I'm 30 years old now. I'll be 31 June 22nd. So if anyone's wondering, I'm a Cancer, not a Gemini, because June 22nd is the first day of being a Cancer. Yeah, I was born in Chiang Mai. My mom is from Khon Kaen, the northeast, and I grew up mainly in the south of Thailand, near the border of Malaysia, in a small town called Hat Yai. It used to be a small town. Now it's a very big town.
Right. So, you lived in all parts of the country then, essentially.
Yeah, mainly I have a lot of siblings, and all my siblings were born in different parts of the country because parents were teachers, and you know how teachers' lifestyle is. You got to move to different provinces every contract.
So, talk about the education. Would you mind telling the viewers about what is the education background?
Sure. I didn't go to high school, middle school, preschool, none of that, kindergarten. I was homeschooled most of my life, and then I got a scholarship to go play basketball in the University of Thurikit Bandit. And then I did my bachelor's and master's in Thurikit Bandit. Master's was a waste of time.
Why do you say that?
Man. So I think it was a waste of time because one, I didn't learn anything new. I didn't.
Oh, right.
You would think that a master's degree is, and I was on scholarship, for example. And then I felt that everything I'm learning right now is just a deeper dive into a word that you learn in college.
Right. Wow. So you have bachelor's and master's then, right?
Yeah, bachelor's in hospitality and master's in integrated marketing communication, which is basically marketing communication.
Marketing. Okay.
That's why I think they just put a couple fancy words in front of marketing, and then they charge everyone an extra $1,000, $2,000 a semester for those 2 extra fancy words. Just my opinion.
Okay. So since you were born and brought up, let's say, you were born and brought up in the country, right? So
yeah.
Since you're half Thai and half Irish, did you face any kind of how was your high school? Like, was there any bullying happening or anything like discrimination did you face?
I don't think bullying is the word. I don't think that's the right term. Obviously, if you're like an outcast, you're treated like an outcast. Yeah. That's how I would say. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of growing pains. You have to earn a lot of respect. Like you don't fit in. Yeah. So there was a lot of fitting in to do, and by fitting in, I mean fighting. Like that's just how it was. We grew up in a rough neighborhood. I wouldn't say. I would imagine the slums. We live across the street from the slums, so we basically lived in the slums.
Okay, so it must be quite difficult then, right? Because I mean, I had faced bullying. Like I grew up in the UK. Like I moved to the UK when I was really young, so I got a lot of backlash and a lot of bullying because I looked really Asian and it's mostly white kids. So I guess you had the complete opposite then because you're half Irish.
Yeah, it was. You could say that, but I think it's more like the social statuses, right? If we grew up in a better neighborhood, like our friends did, or like people we knew did, there was no such thing as bullying because you don't have that kind of. I don't think it's in your mental perimeter to think like that. While everyone is kind and loving. Yeah. In the neighborhood we grew up in, everyone's fighting for the next meal, fighting for a 20 baht, 30 baht, 40 baht, 50 baht, So it's like, I don't think it's the whole, just because I'm half, I spoke the
It's just
language.
the neighborhood. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it's more like the social status kind of thing.
Okay. Not such great neighborhood to now, like you're representing a Thailand, a
Yeah.
country in the national stage. So
Hmm.
you've come a long way. So how does it feel to represent Thailand? Yeah, and also you're the host delegate for the Manhunt International. Do you feel like a lot of responsibilities in your shoulders?
To be honest, it hasn't hit yet. I don't feel that right as of right now as this interview is
Right.
going, because like to be honest, I don't feel that pressure. Like I've the pressure of being a host. I think that's just me. I'm gonna do my best, like
Yes.
to represent Thailand in the best way possible, to represent the people, the mannerism, the culture in the best way I can. As far as being the host delegate, there's no pressure there. To be honest, like everyone's got to come here and compete against me. You know what I mean? The pressure is on them, not
Right.
on me. My job is to. I feel like my job is to raise the level, to have everyone at top tier performance, so that one, the show looks good, the performances are good, and that it helps me like compete. It helps me want to do better.
And also, as a host delegate, you'll be showing around, like you're probably like a personal guide to the contestants. Like you just tell them, like this is a place. Like you said, Ayutthaya is a host, the
Yeah,
final.
Ayutthaya is
So
the
it
host
has a
city.
lot of history in that city. I've been there
It
twice.
has,
It's
yeah, it
beautiful.
has thousands and thousands of years of history, and I'll
Yeah,
try my best to get into it. I don't know much.
I'm sure you will. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah.
yeah.
How
As
long
far
the
as
passion, by the way, for
only
to ask you?
only 8 days, only 8 days.
Okay,
It's
so
not
a
a
week. Yeah.
yeah, it's not a long pageant to be honest.
So I was looking at your social media. It seems that you have traveled quite a bit in and outside Thailand. So what has been your favorite city outside of Thailand, and
My
why is it your
favorite
favorite?
city, well, my favorite city I've been to outside of Thailand, Seoul.
Okay, and why? What's the reason?
Seoul in Korea. Keep in mind I went there during the winter, late winter, so it was quite nice, 10 to 12 degrees. And there was no traffic. The city was so well set up, the underground train system. There was no SkyTrain either, no railway. So there was not a lot of noise pollution. Um, it was just a city like that you could walk on the street calmly. The night lights were really great. It was just a peaceful city to me. Keep in mind, I went there during the winter, so maybe that
Okay,
had something to do with it.
that
But
could be
there
the reason.
wasn't. Yeah, I went there for like 5 days, and there wasn't one day or one moment that when I was out of the hotel room or just when I was just walking around, whether it was a mall or it was to get something to eat, that I just felt like I was being disturbed or like stressed or like just overthinking with anxiety or anything. While if you're coming to Bangkok,
It's chaotic, right? It's a lot of things
is
happening at once.
it's a mess, right? And
It's like, yeah, a lot of people.
yeah,
Yeah, I got
it's a
it.
lot of
I got
people,
you.
so much
Yeah,
noise, so much going on.
absolutely. Yeah,
And keep in mind, I went to Seoul in the winter. I'll repeat that again. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but yeah, I
maybe.
think Seoul was one of the few cities that I went to, and I actually said I like it here and I want to come back.
You should. You know what? After you win the competition, the title, maybe that could be an international destination, like travel. Like Kim, Mr. International,
Yeah,
Kim
yeah.
Goodman. He has
Mhm.
been to a lot of countries after he got a competition, the
Yeah,
title.
yeah. In Seoul, I was there working
Okay.
basketball.
Mhm.
Uh, in Philippines, I go there. I judge pageants. I do modeling. I do photo shoots. I go there for basketball as well. Vietnam, the same thing. So it's like I wasn't going as a title holder. I
Okay.
hope like you said,
Yeah,
I
in the
win Manhunt
future. Yes.
International.
Yes.
I go as a
Yeah.
title holder, so my schedule is kind of chill.
So you talked about the Philippines a little bit, and I'm pretty sure you know this. Like a lot of Filipinos, they follow, they love, they're very passionate about beauty pageants.
Hmm.
Could you give maybe one or two sentences as a message? Anything you'd like to say to your Filipino fans watching this interview?
I would say just keep it up, like you guys are. Whether it's like rooting for your own delegates or rooting for someone else's delegates, you guys are top tier. Like I love that. Like
Yes.
I see it in the comments. I see it on media. I see it in person when I'm in the Philippines. They are incredible. Like whether it's like everything, whether it's basketball, pageants. I went there just to judge 2 pageants. They didn't know who I was. I just got announced as who I was, and people were screaming. Like, and
That
that's
sounds
that's
amazing.
something. Yeah, you cannot find that type of atmosphere, that kind of passion anywhere else, in my opinion.
Since a kid, they will join the
Yeah.
kids pageant. The gay get like teenager, and then they get like adults, like
Yeah.
over 18. It's the whole life focus in pageant.
Like,
I know in Thailand they do it, but I don't think it's to that extreme, right?
it's
In
not
Thailand.
that extreme. No.
Yeah.
For example, like one great example is when I was there the first night, Miss Akuo, it rained. It rained heavy for 3 hours. We had to cancel the event. The fans were still in the bleachers. They didn't.
Were you like soaking wet, like waiting for competition?
They were in the
What?
rain. They were waiting.
No.
They were waiting for it to be announced. Like, is it canceled?
For
Is
three
what's
hours,
going on?
that's insane. I'll get
Yeah,
sick if I'm even for 1 hour.
they
outside.
some went home, right? But the majority stayed. They stayed in the
Oh,
in the arena.
Wow. That's dedication right there. Like, I
Yeah.
cannot see myself doing that, but kudos to you for doing it. Especially in rain. Like if it's not raining, sure I might wait like a couple of hours. But like if it's raining, I'm getting home.
Yeah. It wasn't sprinkling rain. It was
It's like
flooding
heavy
rain.
rain.
So heavy rain.
Oh wow. Okay, you guys are something special. Okay.
Yeah.
Talking about Kevin, let's get back to you. So what are the
Okay.
3 words to describe you?
3 words to describe me. I would say gritty, maybe competitive. I would throw competitive in there because that's like in my DNA. And just gritty, competitive, and I would say like a stonewall. I know that stonewall is 2 words, but in one sentence.
Okay, I got the first 2. Why Stonewall? I didn't get the last one.
I just think nothing gets to me. Like,
Nothing phases you.
yeah,
Okay.
Nothing. Like that's
Okay,
what I say. If you
that's
want
a
me
really
to,
cool attitude to have. Like, so like if someone says like something negative to you, it doesn't like phase you. It like goes back.
like, Lumi, I don't understand that. Like, if someone says something negative to me, it's just like all right. Like sometimes I don't even hear that.
Right.
Or sometimes like another thing I do, if someone says it to my face, I'll laugh.
Okay.
Like because like one, I'll be happy and surprised if someone manages to say it to my face. Like first of all, congratulations, you're breaking a comfort zone for yourself to say something that negative to someone else in their face. That's a tough feat to do. Second of all, me laughing is I find it funny that you are also willing to go out of your way to say something negative to someone else in their face.
Wow. You know what? I want to have your confidence. Like whatever you're having, I'll have the same because I want that. Because I'm a YouTuber, right? I get tons of backlash by people. Even if I say one word incorrectly, like I'll get like tons of people attacking me. Like you are like the worst person. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. How to deal with that type of like activity. So I want to know like from you, how do you manage to do that?
I think it comes one thing that we have in common is we grew up in you were bullied growing up, yeah?
Yes.
Right, and
Like
the bullying probably happened to you physically, like hand to hand, right?
And it was very bad. Like, I was in the ER, so pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bring that up. Like, sorry it happened too. But I guarantee that bullying was more stressful, more painful, emotionally, physically, than a YouTube comment. Am I correct?
That's true. Absolutely. Yeah.
You went through that, and look where you are right now. Just look at that as a win. Like, take that as motivation.
You know what, Kevin? You should be a motivational speaker. Like, have you ever thought of that? I know you're a sportsman, but like you're great at TED Talks.
I don't know if I can, man. I don't see
Really?
myself as someone who should get up on stage and tell people how to live their life. In my opinion, I don't see that.
But
I
it
just
seems
think that
the way you like speak, the way you carry yourself, there's so much confidence there. I think that's something people aspire to be, especially a lot of men who are not very good at speaking.
Yeah. I think it comes from similar to what you've been through. I didn't go through bullying because
Okay.
I don't think it's bullying. It was bullying's here, and I think what I went through was a little bit more. Not to put bullying down. I don't want to suppress bullying and say bullying's nothing. Bullying sucks.
Yeah.
But what I went through was street fights, being an outcast, and being an outcast not by words, but like literally like that is saying kinop, and then you get into fights, and then it's just a lot of like I have nail holes in my body because of that
Oh wow.
stuff.
So you had to survive, literally. That is a really.
I would
Yeah.
say it's like you know what they say in prison, right? You got to go after the biggest dog, like
Yeah.
right? The slums was the same thing. Like you had to be the big dog. That way, no one messed with you. And
Okay,
you know,
got
to
it.
become the big dog, you had to take down the big dog, and that's how it was. You know, I'm not trying to brag about it, but I'm just saying, like, I didn't come from humble backgrounds. I came from very rough backgrounds.
Okay.
And
Yeah, and I think a lot of people can relate to that because, like, you know, we all know that Thailand is not the most developed country. It is getting this developing country.
yeah,
So there are a lot of children who relate to your
Mm.
story, personal story.
yeah, I guarantee, like, I'm not the only one. Like,
Yeah.
I see it a lot of the time when I go out on the street. I see kids. You know, like you say, it's a developing country. If you want to be straightforward, it's a third world country. There's a lot of poverty between the gap between the middle class and lower class is huge. The gap between the middle class and the upper class is huge, and the people who are suffering the most are the lower class, and that's where all
Yeah.
this kind of stuff happens.
And we hope that through you as an example, they could see that, you know, you could get out of that. You could get out of the poverty. You just need to kind of put yourself out there, go to the university, get what you have to do, or get a job. You don't have to study, but like if at least make sure you're financially stable, so you could get out of that situation.
Yeah, I mean, what really helped me was sports, like basketball, soccer. It kept me away from a lot of trouble because you know it just does that. I don't know. There's something about sports that just brings people together in a positive way, and you know, it woke me up in the morning, 3-4 a.m. I would sneak out of the house, go play basketball, get back before 7 a.m. to make sure I don't get my butt whooped by my parents. You know,
Asian parents, yeah, understood.
Asian mom, yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, like that's what you have to do. It's simple, but it's super difficult to do. I'll tell you that.
yeah. Actually, it's funny you talk about basketball because my next question was like, what is your hobby or like your interest? So you're very
Um,
athletic, right? You like sports a lot?
I grew up playing sports, grew up climbing trees. Yeah, I grew up farming, but like I wouldn't even say basketball is a hobby. Basketball is like my passion. It saved my life. I play guitar. I used to cover K-pop songs as a dancer.
You mean like for YouTube? Like would you like post your videos
No,
online?
no. I didn't do that. I wish I did that back in the day. I would probably be a lot more popular right now, right? But I didn't do that. I just had a little group of
Okay.
friends that really like K-pop, and then we would just cover K-pop songs, dancing.
Oh, dancing. Okay, I need to talk about K-pop. Like, K-pop is super popular. It's like
Yeah,
it's so in, I mean, not only in Thailand, like globally. Who's your favorite K-pop band?
Big Bang.
Okay, and why? What's the reason behind it?
Oh man, they were just before Big Bang. It was Super Junior and um, it was Junior and Dobang Shinki, Toho Shinki. Those were
I know
like
that. I listened to them
yeah,
when I was in high school, both of them. Go on,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
It's okay, it's okay. Those are the big guys. But then when Big Bang came out, they just came out with a bang. Like their name, Big Bang. They just came out of nowhere and bang, they were on the scene, and their songs were just catchy. Tae Young, he was like my man crush. Like I'll say it now. I don't mind. He's just like my man crush, and they were just so versatile. Like they all had singles. They all had their own things going on, but they were still a band, and that was just really cool. It was just like their thing to do, and I love all their songs, all the Big Bang songs. I
Oh
bought
wow.
all their
I
songs.
wish you had kept some of the videos. Like I wish you had maybe like one or two videos of you like performing to those. Like, that would have
Yeah,
been so great to see.
I wish I do too, because like I would go perform at schools. Like I
Uh-huh.
would get up on stage and go dance on stage.
They do have welcome ceremony, right? Like a welcome event.
Yeah,
Is that straight?
they have
Can
a
you maybe
welcome
like
ceremony.
can you do like some kind of move, like I don't know, K-pop? I'm sure they'll put some music if you tell them. I would love
Um,
to see you perform it. That's why
yeah,
I'm
me too.
saying this.
I would love to perform. So if there's any chance I do get to perform, I would definitely
Yes.
try to perform.
No, but I
But
do think Kevin, but like I really do think you will win. Like this something tells me I think you are going to win. Because I don't think Thailand has ever won this competition in the
no,
existence of Manhunt, right? So
no,
I think
they've
you are the perfect delegate.
this is like the 30th year anniversary. I'm 30 years old, the host delegate. So like if you believe in astrology, the stars are aligning.
Yeah, stars are lighting. By the way, are you 94 or 93?
93, 93. I'm 31 next month.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just about to turn 30. That's why you said 30. I was like, wait, we're the
Okay.
same age then. Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit
Same age
older.
right now.
I'm 90.
Yeah, same age right now. So
Yes, at the moment. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That's incredible. So you have done competitions prior to this one, right? You
I
have
did.
joined Mr.
I've done Supra.
Sorry, Supernational. You have done Mrs.
Yeah,
Supernational, and you were also a finalist at the Mrs. Supernational
that
competition.
was number 4, placed top 5.
So how was that experience in Poland? Can you share that with us?
And it was fun. It was my first time actually going to Europe in my life. It was like it was really cool and cold, but very cool. I enjoyed it. That's what my mindset was going to Supra, because after I won the pageant in Thailand, I tried contacting anybody I could about pageants
Okay.
because I was like, what is a pageant?
Oh,
Even
you
though
had no idea like prior to the competition?
no, prior to this, I've been part of 2 pageants. Obviously,
Okay.
I've been in the showbiz before, like, but pageants are different, and a global
Yes.
pageant is different from a university pageant. It's different from a little runway pageant. So I
Mhm.
tried contacting the 2 guys before me, the one guy before me, nothing. So I was like, who can I ask? No one. So I just went on YouTube. I went to go watch Super, and I was like, what do they want? What do they want? What do they want? What are they looking for? And then I just saw it was a great performance. Like
Yes.
it wasn't a catwalk. It wasn't a pageant where it's like everything has to be perfect, but it was just a really good show. And then I just something clicked in my head, and I was just like, this is perfect for me because I like to perform. That's what I'm good at. So I talked to my national director at that time. I was like, okay, what do I need to prepare? How can I prepare for this? They were like, okay, you get 1 suit, and here's like 500 euro to go shopping, to go get something. And I was like, all right, check Poland, check the weather. I was like, I'm gonna need some winter clothes, so I'll spend all that 500 euro on winter clothes. They give me like another 500 euros for pocket money in Europe for Poland. And when I get to Poland, I realize that I need some stuff. Like I don't have enough shoes. I don't have enough. I have 1 suit. I was like, we have 8 photo shoots. I can't do that with 1 suit.
Wait, so wait, did your team did not like, prepare wardrobe before flying for Poland?
No.
Oh, that is insane. Especially
Yeah.
for Thailand. I thought like Thai delegates have like luggage,
Well, I mean,
especially Amanda. She had like
it's
20
okay,
luggages when she went.
right?
Sorry.
But that's Miss
Yeah,
Universe. That's Miss
yeah,
Universe.
yeah.
Like it's not Supra. And keep in mind at that time, male pageantry wasn't that big in Thailand.
Oh,
Even at
okay.
that.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So I go to Poland. I buy another jacket. I buy another pair of slacks. But I have to, because I already have a black suit. So I'm like, all right, I need to get something that mixes, that I can mix and match with suits, so I can have like 4 or 5 suits. So I get a nice brown suit. So I'm like, I can wear a brown top, black bottom, black top, brown bottom, brown, brown, black, black, whatever.
Okay, like
So
yeah.
I,
Going to the
I,
colors. Yeah.
yeah. So I do that, and then everything goes well. Uh, and I think what went well for me is just I had so much fun. I was just having so much fun trash talking all the other contestants. Like every day rehearsing. I was like, stop rehearsing for second place, guys. Like, as work as hard as you want, you're still behind me, kind of thing.
Oh wow, did you say that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But we were all very like the cool thing about that pageant was everyone was so well integrated with each other.
Okay.
Like everyone became friends like first day.
So
Like,
did you have like instant click? Like, did you got along with the contestant easily?
yeah, everybody. Like on the bus ride
Okay.
from the airport to the hotel, which was 5 hours. Like our entire bus, it was me, America, a couple of other guys in the same bus. We were
Okay.
all like getting along really well. Right when
That's
I get
good.
to the hotel, I arrive to the hotel at like 3 a.m. Our bus gets to the hotel. I knock on
Wow.
my room. Spain is in there. I'm like, hola. Yeah, we get along right away. Then I realize he doesn't speak any English. I'm like, oh no, no hablo español. What can we do? Never mind. You take the bed, I take the floor. That kind of thing. Yeah, to me, I just went there and I had a bunch of fun. And that's how I think I placed top 5 is and it showed when I was on stage. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
performance.
I remember watching your final Q&A and like, I don't want to offend this guy, but the question itself was like, I was so confused, and I could tell you were like feeling the same. Like the reaction you had was like, I had the same one. I was like, wait, what's this question? Like, it's not really appropriate for a final question.
Yeah, and the thing was like we had to write 3 questions each. Every contestant had to write 2 or 3 questions each, send them in, and then send them in to our supervisor who was taking over, looking after our group. She would then choose the best questions and then send them to the guy or Andre or whoever was overlooking the pageant at that time. And then they would give a final yes or no for these questions. Right?
Okay.
So I wrote like 4 questions and sent them in. And the question they chose was my question that they chose, if one dinosaur was still in existence, which one would you choose as a pet? I was like, damn, they chose that question. I was like,
I was so confused because I've never heard of like such a random question. You know,
I think the question I got was like, if you woke up one day as a woman, what would you do? Yeah, and I was like, the first thing that came to my mind was like, oh, Rob Schneider and Freaky Friday. Like, that was like the first thing, and it just came to my mind. I said it. I was like, "Is this Freaky Friday?" I don't think I executed the answer very well. You know, if I was a little bit more pageant trained, I think I would have said something along the lines of, "I call my mom, ask her for the papers for Miss Supranational. I'm gonna go sign up and win for Thailand." You know, I think I would have got first runner up with that answer.
Yeah. But I just love how like your answer was like so like honest. Usually guys would not like go towards like talk about like movie reference. I don't even think the host actually understood it because
No,
she
she
was
didn't.
saying, yeah, I think maybe language barrier.
I think she ruined the joke. She ruined it.
Yeah.
Because the people laughed.
Yeah, the people were laughing, but when
and
she replied, I was like, wait, she didn't get it. She didn't get the joke. Yeah.
And I saw like 4 or 5 judges definitely laughed.
Yeah. So you had a good experience. That's the most important thing, right? Yeah, it's super. Let's talk about the new one, Manhunt International. So how are you preparing for this competition? It's been 8 months since you were crowned.
I've been doing a lot of bicep curls, you know. No, to be honest, like I've been preparing meal wise, and physique wise, obviously. In the beginning, I was doing a lot of pageant training, Q&A, just prepping my instincts, like answer questions, but like answer questions, like you said, so honest, like in the way I would, and not the way a pageant person would, because I think like that's my strength. My strength is, like you said, I'm pretty. I believe without juicing, gassing myself up, I'm pretty charismatic. Like I know when I'm on stage, I have a good presence. I have, like, you know, I suit being on stage. So I was training not to think so much. I was training just to answer by instinct and answer with honesty. We tell everyone it's the most important, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's second or third. First is looks. You have to look the part, number one. Second would be obviously Q&A, and it's balanced with how much can you do for our business, our brand.
Got it. Yeah. So you need to be marketable. Someone who the sponsors would really like, because you have to model them, right? You need to promote them.
pageantry is a big business, and
Yeah,
that
it's-
also comes back to Manhunt. Like,
Yeah.
I've had a lot of not arguments but discussions with a lot of people that they're like Kevin, like, what happens if you don't win? And I'm like, to be honest, I don't think I'm losing. Like, that's it. One, I look the part. Two, I'm in the region. Thailand is hosting next year. Spoiler alert.
Yes. Okay. I'll probably go to the next year. But okay.
Yeah. Thailand is hosting next year. And it just makes, like, if you bring in a foreigner to represent your brand right now, when Thailand is a host next year, who's going to sponsor the event?
Yeah, it'd be difficult to find Thai people,
Yeah.
like, especially business people, interested to fund.
Right.
over
Yeah.
it.
And we have to make the smartest business decision. Let's say if all goes, I don't win, I am also happy, because without Manhunt International, the title of Manhunt International, I'm still Kevin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm still me. I still travel to do modeling work overseas. I still travel to play basketball. The only thing is now I won't be tied down under a contract of Manhunt International.
Mhm.
Right? So I'm practically free. I'm still an international model. I'm still an international basketball player. Now, if I were the title holder for Manhunt International, let's say business-wise, I were the title for Manhunt International now elevates their level.
Yes.
Like, I do have to go to Japan and Korea, Taiwan, and do some projects there, some commercials there. And these are already done deals. But now that will be under the brand of Manhunt International,
Manhunt.
it will be Manhunt International. Kevin Manhunt International goes to these countries to do these projects.
Yeah, I think it would be a really smart idea, like business-wise, like you said, to crown Thailand. Yeah, and also it would be so good because I haven't, like you said, Thailand has never won this title, so it also mean quite a lot for the country. So fingers crossed.
But then I need to do my part and perform. Like, that
of course,
has to
yeah,
happen.
yeah.
If
Which
I don't do that, then let someone else win, please.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, if I can't perform, like, I sprain my ankle, I walk, I tweak my knee, let someone else I can't perform. Let someone else do it. You know what I mean?
So we're almost to the end. We have about 10 minutes left. I think, 10 minutes left.
That was fast.
Yeah, it was really quick. I really had a great time talking to you. It's like I said, like, I feel like maybe it's a sign. I'm a Scorpio, you're Cancer. I feel like we're kind of not really clashing, like we're getting really well. Like, what do you think? The conversation is like
I think we get along. We're talking to each other fluidly. Like, maybe it's our backgrounds too, star signs, whatever,
That could be.
We're vibing. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think we're doing a really good job. So I have like 5 more questions. So let's just finish that and good to go. Okay. So the fourth question for you is, what has been your proudest achievement in your life so far?
Proudest achievement is getting out of poverty and helping everyone, like paving the way for everyone, my siblings, helping pave their way to get out of poverty as well. I grew up, you don't know a lot about my background. I will tell you just a little bit, and we get to know each other a little bit more. Maybe I'll just reveal it. The suicide rate for men was about 50%.
In Thailand?
Where I was.
Wow. I mean, I know that like Thailand has like really high, but I didn't think like 50%. That's quite a lot.
Yeah.
especially Hatia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy. That is hot.
Yeah, whether it was juvenile hall,
Mhm.
like just gang deaths or anything, it was
Right.
about 50%. Like if you include everything, it was about 50%.
That is really high.
Yeah,
It's like half of the population.
It is half.
50%, yeah.
Yeah, like last time I went back and I saw someone I knew, he was mentally gone, like insane. Like
Mhm.
you look into his eyes, he wasn't there anymore because of sin
Right.
and everything. So yeah, I think my proudest achievement is paving the way for my siblings to get out, and in the future hoping to help my community back at home a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. It's really great that you help the whole entire family. So were you like the financial, like were they depending on you financially?
No, my older brother, the one before me, was the main financial because he was a really big basketball star. Think of how would you say it? Like he was a hometown hero. Yeah, he signed the biggest contract at his age, like 16, 17 years old. He signed a contract for like 500,000 baht.
That's quite good for
It's
like a
very good.
sports in Thailand. Yeah.
Yeah. So he like paved the way financially, and then that helped me pave the way. And yeah, he paved the way for me, and then I helped pave the way for everyone else. You know, because right when I came to college, I got into the movie business, the modeling industry. That got me a lot of money, and then I was able to introduce my siblings into that industry. Even though it's not a great industry, it's great for money.
So talk about the future. Where do you see yourself? So you're 30, right? We're the same age, at least for now. We're the same age. When you turn 40, where do you see yourself in 10 years from now?
So at 40, I would want to be retired on a farm. Yeah,
So yeah.
probably Italy or Portugal. If the countryside in Thailand, somewhere near Bangkok, like Lopburi, Latburi, or Hin, places that are nearby Bangkok, but still
Mhm.
outside, a couple of hours
Yeah.
outside of Bangkok, and just have a nice farm because that's the kind of lifestyle that I like, a quiet,
Okay.
live off the land lifestyle.
Oh, okay. This might be a bit personal. I don't know if I can ask you a question. So, because you talked a lot about like your
Go on.
childhood experience, but it's just that I pre-prepared the questions, so like I have to ask you, if you don't mind. If you could give
No, no,
any
go ahead.
piece of advice, so if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I would say focus, because obviously at a young age, in that growing up in that environment, getting out and then being introduced to Bangkok, the nightlife, um, the girls, I would say sorry, but being honest, and I would say just stay focused and stay locked in on why you're here and where you want to go. And
Okay.
I think I did a great job because I overachieved what anyone else in that situation would do. But I do believe that if I stayed a little bit more focused and a little bit locked in,
Mhm.
I could have gone further.
All right. And the last question for you is a very passionate question. Since you're competing and representing Thailand, why should you be the next Manhunt International 2024?
Okay, three reasons. Three is a prime number. Two business reasons, one personal reason. Business reason number one is I'm half Thai and Irish. I have a top five most powerful country in the world, which is the Irish passport. I can travel globally visa free. That's great for the brand and throughout Southeast Asia, with no visas as well. So traveling is a tick off the box. I can go anywhere in the world. Business reason number two is I am the only international model in the in all of the candidates, and I have the most experience amongst all the candidates as well. This isn't next male supermodel contest. This is Manhunt International male supermodel contest, and I'm the one with the most experience. I can handle myself very well. I've been South Africa, Europe, throughout all of Asia modeling without any translators, without anyone to support or help me, and I've been able to hold my own. Those are my two business reasons, and I think it would be a great it would be great for the brand to have someone like me representing and being the brand ambassador for Manhunt International. The third reason and final reason, the personal reason, is you take all of that away. You strip away all the titles. You strip away my achievements and my accomplishments. I have a great story to tell, and sometimes that's all we need. And I want Manhunt International to be the first platform that gets to share my story to the world.
I think that's a really good answer. Especially, I don't know if you talk much more about your childhood. It might be a traumatic experience, but if you do talk about it, whether it's I mean, you don't have Q&A, so like I really wanted to say during the Q&A, but you don't have that. So maybe in any other way, shape, or form, maybe like do a
Mm-hmm.
video or share on social media during the pageant time. I think
I
that
mean,
would be a great momentum.
I could tell you right now, it's pretty.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I was perfect as a kid. I was born into it
Oh, wow, that is deep. That is
until
really.
until I was like 10 years old. 9, 10 years old. If I can't really remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had like a really bad like childhood then, because of that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it wasn't just me, and that's why I don't speak about it very much. Is because I have a big family. I have 10 siblings,
Right.
right? So whatever happened to me happened to everybody,
Oh my
and
God.
I believe it's not only my story to tell, because right when I tell my story, it becomes all my sibling stories as well, and not everybody is ready to tell their story, right? And that's we've had this conversation many times before. I had it with my sister as well. All my sisters, when I came back in the pageant industry, because I left the industry in 2018 after Supernational. I just left. I was like, I peaked. I'm good. I'm gone, and I went to pursue professional basketball, and just left everything in the past. And when I came back to do Manhunt Thailand to become Manhunt International, I spoke to my siblings first because I was like, I think this will be a great platform to get our story out. Like, I think it's time that we tell this story, because we're all adults now,
Yeah.
and like, regardless of like how you feel, like I feel like I want to tell this story, and I can't tell it without telling you guys first and without your permission to tell it, because keep in mind, whatever happened to me happened to them in tenfold.
Oh, wow. I mean, I feel really bad. Like, I mean, I know we're like completely strangers, but like for you to be like vulnerable and actually share the story, yeah, that is something. And I don't know if you really want to share that because that is really like quite a deep story.
No,
So
no, like
you
I spent 6 months in therapy for it, and I
okay,
didn't start. I didn't start sharing it till I was like 28 years old, 27, 28 years old.
it's quite recently. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean that
and
is a heavy subject. Yeah,
yeah, and then well, also like I shut a lot of it out for so long that I just forgot about it, and
right.
then I lived in Vietnam for 2 years, and I lived with a wonderful, wonderful couple, married couple named Justin and Joanne, and they were going through their own relationship problems, and they were going through marriage counseling and marriage therapy, couple therapy, and they knew I had problems.
Good.
Obviously, you could see it back then, obviously.
Okay.
So they offered, hey, why don't you go to therapy? Why don't you want to go to therapy? And I just told them like straight up, I was like, I don't want to go to therapy because like I don't want to share my story. Like, that's it. And they were like, "Whoa, what do you mean? What are you talking about?" So then we sat down by the pool and we just opened up and talked to each other. They opened up to me about their relationship issues, and I opened up to them about my childhood issues. Getting on a platform and being able to speak about it, I just, like I said, I just don't know how to go about it and
Right.
tell this story. You know what I mean? Where do I start? Where do I
Right.
go?
It's so much
Because
less good. Yeah.
yeah, and it's just really hard because there's so many people involved, and
Okay, I'm gonna
like,
be really honest with you because I was actually like when I was a kid, I was like
no,
when I was like
fuck.
6, quite a traumatic place, and like I was like repeatedly, yeah.
Hmm.
So like, when you talk about it, like I feel like I might have to share something too. So yeah,
I'm sorry.
and
I'm
I was
sorry
like,
that happened.
yeah, and no, there was no one, even though like people in the house, there's like no one I could actually call. So it was like really traumatic, and yeah, it happened when I grew up older too. So yeah, so you talked about that, and I was like, oh, like I feel yeah, it's quite a like trauma that is difficult. Like that's why I still get a bit scared of men, even though I'm
Hmm.
gay. Like I still get a bit like
No,
when they get a bit too close to me. Yeah,
it's really understandable. Like,
yeah,
we still don't know how trauma works. Like,
yeah.
that's it. Like, and what triggers it. Like, I'm sorry that happened to you, man. Like, it's
I mean, it's just life. And it's bad because I still know the guy. Like he's still part of the family, so it's quite
oh
yeah, not the best
shit.
thing. Yeah, I mean he's not a cousin, but he's like distant cousin. So I still see him at like events and stuff. So it's quite fucked up.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oof.
Anyway, Kevin, let's end the
Yeah.
interview on a positive note. So, anything you'd like to say to our viewers watching this interview? Because we had such a interesting interview. I feel like we shared quite a lot of things. So, if you don't mind, just saying any message to your fans.
Yeah,
watching
sure.
this.
Well, first of all, thanks everyone for watching. Well, I want to
Yes.
thank you, George, personally, and thank everyone for watching. If you watched the full interview, again, thank you so much. I don't know if George will release the unhinged, like uncut version. If George does, then great. I'd recommend it. And thank you everyone keeping up with George Page, keeping up with Manhunt Thailand, Manhunt International. Maybe your platform will be the first one outside of Manhunt International. If they don't want to talk about our backgrounds, maybe yours will be the first one that
I'll
I
keep
do it
it
on.
Yeah. Okay. I might have to censor some of the words because YouTube is a bit, it's a bit restricted.
Yeah.
If I use words like in there,
Yeah.
so I might have to like beep some parts, but I'll probably keep the rest. Yeah.
Okay.
If that's okay with you. Yeah.
That's totally fine with me.
All right. And guys, please make sure to support and give him tons of love because it's happening very soon in about, is it 23rd, right? The finals.
No, it starts 18th this weekend, Saturday.
18th of, 18th of
Yeah.
May. So it's happening very soon. Please give him love and support, and he needs all of that. And fingers crossed, he'll be the first ever Thai delegate to win the Manhunt International 2024 competition. Saying that, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video on your social media. And thank you so much, Kevin, for joining me
No,
in this
you're
YouTube
welcome.
channel.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.